Say you're not supposed to be on. That is very true. Very, very true. I'm not supposed to be on. Actually, I'm trying to do the stream better. Because I think yesterday I left off on a really sour note. Man, what is going on? Why is it the minute I jump on a stream, this stuff goes on my throat? Can't be on here long. Gotta go. But, um, is that out of there? Man, I was good all day and then good for a couple minutes and then boom, that just pops up out of nowhere. All right, so let me end this professionally because the other stream has to be deleted because it wasn't done professionally. No, we're not doing streams anymore. First things first, my name is Kenneth Burma. Company is IOEG Technology Screens. We're the inventors of IOEG, which is Infusion Light Energy Game. We're also the inventors of SFEG, which is Sun Fusion Energy Game, which is a new technology that we're putting in storefronts and stuff like that. New type of new technology we're working on. Anyway, no, we're not going to do live streams anymore. And the reason why is because we've had some people that were attacking our company. And they were doing all kinds of malicious acts. They're breaking laws, doing stuff like that. So we had to get several agencies involved, local law enforcement officers. We had to get FBI involved. We had to get post office, federal involved. All these people, organizations had to be involved. Matter of fact, I got to make a bunch of phone calls today on this particular topic right now, on that topic. So we need to come in and do this on a professional note. My buddy's attorney saw it and he's like, it's good you can't get caught on anything on it. You know, you said what you had to say, but you did it unprofessionally. Like, I really wouldn't have cared about it too much on how you went off. Like, do it again. This is why it's blessed to have good people, especially lawyers. So we're just going to do this quick, fast, and done because I got to be out of here real quick. I got to do a walkthrough in another building. But anyway, yeah, so bottom line, that's the reason why we're not doing streams anymore. I mean, I would gladly be to show you off the new place. It's absolutely gorgeous. But we can't do this because, again, as I told you before, if you saw in the demonstration we're showing you, we had several individuals, including, we're going to name you this because you have to be named. Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, what's the guy called? Derek Franklin Williams III, Daniel McAfee. Danny Rogers didn't really do stuff like that. He's a little bit more mature than the rest of them, but he did do some stuff to get himself sued. I can say, and it was a couple other ones. Yeah, PC guy calls himself on YouTube channel PC King, where he calls himself in the day. And these individuals, and just like other ones, were attacking our companies. They're not only just attacking our companies, they're actually attacking family members. They were attacking doxing addresses. They were using the United States Postal Service for identity theft and using it to basically send all types of interesting stuff. Some of the stuff was actually baby powder that was supposed to act like it was anthrax. That's why FBI and some major agencies are now involved in this as a terrorist act. As I told you before, gentlemen, this is not like what you call small potatoes. This is big time stuff. There are too many agencies now that have open cases on this stuff. So now anybody we bring up, anybody, and we say, hey, look, these are individuals that were attacking us, you're going to be now under investigation, which means any YouTube channel that has an IP address to it, you are now involved in this. You can sit there and say somewhere out in your little land at the end of the day that, hey, they'll never find me, but if your YouTube channel ends up in that hole within the day, I guarantee you there's an investigator that's going to be tracking your IP address, and they're going to pay a visit to you to come out and talk to you and say, hey, look, we need to have little conversations. A lot of stuff going on with these people, and we need to know what your involvement is. You're actually involved in it, whether you believe it or not. But let's move on from there because we got other things to do. So we're not going to be, because of all that, we're not going to be showing streams anymore because of that. You know, it's funny because I looked at several YouTubers I used to watch all the time, like my favorite shows and stuff, like the Outdoor Boys. And these guys are disconnected now from YouTube because people do too much. And the guy said in the day, like, man, these guys are starting to really, trolls are starting to interfere with my family life now. We can't do this. And this guy's an attorney, like a really high-end powered attorney at the end of the day. A lot of people don't realize he's a big-time attorney. But he can't do these shows anymore because of the trolls. And this is why I said at the end of the day that, you know, these people have problems. I'm pretty sure influencers or other people have problems with trolls. It's taking it out to find these fellows, to find these people, to take them to court. But YouTube really needs to crack down on these guys. They need to terminate their accounts. So we'll see what happens from there. But other than that, we're not doing streams anymore. I have to protect my family, to protect my friends, people we do business with, because people don't know how to act right and they think it's funny and hilarious to play on people's phones and carry it and act up. Well, enjoy the lengthy prison time. Enjoy the massive lawsuits. I'm going to tell you something. They are going to be up there. It's going to be crazy. Again, I can't express this enough. This is federal now. These are 20-year prison sentences that are coming out. And if you're affiliated with these main individuals, if your name gets thrown in a hat with them, I guarantee you're going to receive some of that time. It's not worth it. Life's too let's say it's too precious to be going through that kind of nonsense. But anyway, so we're going to be boosting the site here. This site's going to be on all our business cards. This is our second website. We got to change it because we got a third website. We will be doing business with customers. Even though, like I said, I've got this feeling that it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. It's not because I'm saying it because, no, I got a feeling. And these feelings I usually get from the Lord is chances are they do happen. They do. They shift. I see it. I see, like, we're just doing business with companies. Right now, I got all company orders today. All company orders. Every single one of them. All company orders. When we walk in and talk to establishments, we're not going to talk to customers. We're going to talk about the screens in the establishment. That's it. Now, if customers pop up, usually most likely because they see the screen because they're in the restaurant or business, they're curious about it, we'll have the information up there for them. But majority of this, all companies. AdTech is a company technology. As it was engineered for. It was engineered for advertising technology. Now, I would really love, because I'm getting one for myself, a levitating plexiglass screen. Oh, I definitely got to get one of those. That's definitely, yes, I'm getting one. But that would be a hot screen for customers to have. I know to get a kick out of it. But keep in mind, for those of you at the end of the day who feel that our technology is too expensive, well, the stuff that we do at the end of the day, nobody else does. Our demonstrations are literally unmatched. I just launched a demonstration, and one of the things we did, I had 3 projectors set up, projector mapping applications, and visual effects. That's what that stuff does. To have a screen paint that does that type of technology is super expensive to do that, and alone equipment to run it. But anyway, yeah, it's a very expensive product. But consider the fact that we take out real high-end, high-grade projection screens. People who understand that field understand. The people who complain about it, you don't understand. You want those cheap $50 paints at the end of the day? Well, you get what you paid for. You can buy that. Or matter of fact, we have a free product. You can make it for free as much as you want. But as for Black Technology, it costs a little bit more money. If it's not for you, then, there's other stuff out there you can go get at the end of the day. But don't complain to us about it. We're not going to drop our price to $50-$60. This stuff costs money to make at the end of the day. We run a company today. It's not a hobby. So if it's not to your liking or whatever, well, plenty of paints out there you can choose from. Other screen paints we're working on, we got a platinum technology, gunmetal technology, with this gold technology we're working on, which is pretty hot. Can't wait to shut it off in a couple of places. We have AdTech has 67 screen paint form, which means it has 67 versions of itself. We're going to be making 5 of them this summer to play around with. We will be showing demonstrations and different locations that we will be showing, but none of them will be live. And the reason why, because there's no way in the world I'm spending $400 an hour. One of these places is $400 an hour because they got a cascading waterfall in there, and I want to stick an AdTech through it. But yeah, we're not in the way we're going to pay that type of money out. We got, and the screens are all choppy. Not doing that. Ain't going to happen. So that's not going to work. But we're going to do everything everything from just pre-recorded right from the door. That's pretty much basically about it. Just going to be working today and get what I got to get done, and that's it. And no more streams. So no more of these PC builds or cardboard builds or any of that stuff. I got plans for that. At the end of the day, the cardboard builds, I'm going to actually be working on something with youth group on building cardboard and medieval buildings, which would be pretty cool. Get them involved in that, adults, and starting classes. And also, too, on customized PC builds for kids, teaching kids how to build PCs, computers, and stuff. To build their own gaming systems. I think that'd be fun. So, gonna be a nice class. Got some IT boys coming on to help me out with anything else. We're gonna be teaching them programming and all that stuff. Basic classes, very easy, very affordable. Teach your kids how to build computers, make their own gaming systems, programming, all that stuff. And then that way, they decide to follow it in school. They got a career level popping up. We got some arts and crafts and stuff we want to do. I've always wanted to work with kids with arts and crafts, so pretty soon I'll have that too also. We can't have that out in the open. We can't record that because, again, we have weirdos. Very strange people. And like I said, with Fernando, and this is Fernando, this is not to put you on blast. at the very end, but you are a very weird individual. You're strange. You're the most strangest human being I've seen so far, and I've seen some pretty crazy people. You involve yourself with some really, really weird individuals, especially that weirdo over in Baltimore, that pedophile. And he is a pedophile. He'll sit there and say, oh, yes, you are, buddy. You sent naked pictures to an apartment complex that had kids in it. And we told you it had kids in it, and you still sent out pictures. What would you call that? I would call that a pedophile. That's pretty much what you are. Because, again, that was weird. I mean, that's really weird. Everyone who saw those pictures, FBI seen those pictures, federal agencies from the post office saw those pictures. Police officers saw those pictures. Every agency saw those pictures, and each one said that he is mentally unstable. And this is the reason why the apartment complex is being sued for $10 million. Because we clearly told him that the guy was unstable. He should have never been in that unit to begin with. And you got women and children in that unit, and you got that weirdo walking around in there. That's not good. That's not good at all. So with that being said, with the agencies involved, high-end level agencies involved in this whole investigation, and then on top of that, the fact that the person was doing all this weird stuff about our company, yeah, they're being hit with a $10 million lawsuit. I mean, it's up there. It might be higher than that. It may go way higher than that. It may go way higher than that because they're suing the city. What people understand is that lawsuits go up depending on the seriousness of the case. If you have local officers involved in this, yes, it's serious. But when you have federal agents involved in this is when things get really, really, numbers start to jump. And it shows them that in the 37 transcript emails we were sending to them, explaining them and warning them about Mr. Williams' unstable behavior, that they ignored this, which means they put people in their building at danger by having this guy around in the building. So it means they're fully reliable for everything. So yeah, $10 million lawsuit. It may go higher than that. Like I said, it may go higher than that. He may hit the 20 million mark. Like I said, you know, people understand that when you do lawsuits, and I hate to put this in here like that, but you have to have two things. Well, actually, three things. Substantial evidence is one, which you're definitely going to need from the door. And number two, you know, you're going to have to show that it was a very serious, like an extremely serious situation, like, you know, losing a finger or something crazy like that, you know. That jumps it through the roof. And then after that, you're going to have to show, even if you have all that, you have to make sure whoever you're basically hitting with a lawsuit has this money literally to pay this out. So if they have that type of money, and you know they do, easy. You're talking about $10 million, $20 million lawsuit, easy. And in our case, ours is an open and shut because this guy went out and just went crazy in this building and did all types of stuff. We even have stuff of him ranting, calling out our company's names inside his apartment, you know, calling my name out, calling family members. Oh, it's pretty bad. It's really bad. So, yeah, they're going to be sued for $10 million or maybe higher. It might go higher than that. And then each individual manager that was on the floor involved, they're going to be hit with a $500,000 lawsuit. And it's pretty bad. So there's going to be a lot of people getting terminated over this mess. But that's neither here nor there. All I know is that money I'm going to take it and fund my company, build it a little bit bigger than what it is, and then put some other things I want to do for my Lord. I want to go out and I want to basically invest in soup kitchens. I want to invest in a better way of designing apartment complexes, because apartment complexes are now in town are like super crazy expensive. They are. They're not made for families. They're not made for the everyday single Joe. They're not made for it. They're made for like people that are young, that are living that lifestyle. It's more made for them. And those apartments, even for them, it's expensive. This is very expensive. And you really don't get much out of these apartments. I've seen it. I've actually been in one of them. And it isn't, no, I wouldn't even spend that type of money. Everybody I talk to like, no, you don't spend that type of money. It's just too expensive. Application is just it's too tedious. It's like asking for way too much. So, you know, hopefully I'm blessed. I get myself a building around there. I've got big plans. My place is going to be huge. I'm going to have nice, huge apartments, plenty of closet space. God knows you need tons of closet space. I know the one place I had, they had a lot of closet space. Freaking loved it. That's what I learned from different places I was in. And then being in an apartment, I learned so much. Even though I didn't like it and I hated the apartment, I learned a lot in the apartment. I learned that soundproofing floors and all that stuff It's a big difference on basically whether or not a person's going to be happy in an environment or not, having soundproof floors, which doesn't take a lot of money. Like a friend of mine is a contractor, and I asked him, like, what would it cost to do that? Not much, to tell you the truth. They're just too lazy to do it. It's a lot of work. You have to rip out entire floors to put those things in. But if we're building the building from the ground up, why not put them in there? It's a lot of, it saves them a lot of headache. Soundproofing floors and walls, shelving, stuff like that. Stuff to make it really nice. And our rent's gonna be super cheap. So I want my rent to be roughly in between $600 or $800 or roughly 1,200 square feet. That's a big spot for 1,200. And again, I want to do water filtration systems, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that because we're within city limits. But we may be able to get away with some things we'll be able to use on water filtration systems. But as in running the building completely solar, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we can actually do it with no problem. And that means the utility bills would be free because majority of the items that they run will be all electricity. So it means all your stuff will be free, including the cable or whatever internet provider we use at the end of the day, which is a good one. I can't stand crappy internet. I really can't. So we put a good one in there. And then make it so that from my point of view, what I want to do is that I want to get the month of December for free. So when the month of December comes up, you pay absolutely no rent because that's the hardest area to pay rent. And then you got Christmas just coming up. You got this, you got to do that, you got to do the heat, electricity. You're paying the utilities, so that's not there. But stuff you got to come up, and on top of that, you got to pay rent. So we're going to have a free rent for the month of December. Now, you do stuff like this and you don't get greedy. And that's a problem. These companies get greedy. You do stuff like this, you will have lines around the corners. Your buildings will always stay filled. Who the freak in the right mind is going to sit there and go, oh, wait a minute, we don't pay any rent in December? Are you kidding me? It's unheard of. It's not going to really take anything off. You're not going to lose anything out of a month of rent. You're not going to lose anything. It's greed. That's why. So your buildings will constantly stay filled all the time. People are less likely to get in trouble and get evicted from an establishment like that because you won't find any place like that. Everybody else is trying to gouge you and they're trying to give you more. So people are going to take care of their property. They're going to be very respectful to each other. No one ain't trying to get kicked out of a spot like that. Nobody. You're going to have people on waiting lists for it. Because again, as I said before, something like that up front of the door is an eye catcher for anybody. We're not asking for that whole, we want the first and second, most likely we'll ask for that. But the third, what we need a security deposit for. If I got a maintenance crew that can come in and repair anything we need, that's basically about it. I would advise you leave the place intact. I mean, if you don't, then, we got all your information anyway. We're just going to take you to court and sue you. That's just basically what's going to happen anyway. That's business. I don't think you should have a problem paying a rent. The rent is probably pretty much very reasonable. You're not paying no $1,300, $1,400, $1,800 for 1,200 square feet. So you should be able to pay that with no problem. So, but most people, if you got an establishment like that, that rent's going to be paid, man. They'll put that rent before their car at the end of the day because you're not going to find anything like it. That's why. But that's what I want to do. On top of that, nice garden out there with soundproof walls, those big, huge walls, those concrete walls they put up when they put up for people living near highways. I want those installed in. That way they don't hear nothing from the outside wall. In my garden, I want to put in there. People need a place to get away. They do. Sometimes you want to get out of your apartment a little bit and go into a nice big garden, sit back and relax. There's little pockets back there. Yes, there's surveillance galore back there. Make sure that no one's having any problems, which I don't think we should. Good security, extremely good security. I'm a person all about security from the door. And I definitely want code keys in, all that stuff. I got all kind of ideas of how I want to hook this place up. But I want something nice. And of course, what's going to be in there? Our technology. Of course, why would we not put our technology in there? Heck, we make this stuff at the end of the day. So every single apartment is going to have AdTech technology at 150-inch screen. There are going to be big screens in there. We don't require high-end projectors, and we can hook up anything expensive. So a basic 1080p would be 4K on our technology. It really would be 720p would be 4K on our technology. We got all kinds of cool stuff going to add in there for them. So yeah, it's going to be really nice. Futurized kind of apartments kind of at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, on top of that, very affordable and a peace of mind at the end of the day. When you come home from work, the last thing you want to do is hear somebody blasting their system over top of you. So yeah, that soundproofing basically could come in pretty handy and help people out in the whole entire deal. And besides, people are much more friendly when you don't hear them. Much more friendly. So that's what I want. I definitely want that. We definitely have to have parking, because the parking authority up here is brutal. I mean brutal. You can literally go to work, come back out and have 3 tickets waiting for you. It's brutal. So we have to have something we can protect our or tenants from the parking authority. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be putting in a unit. That's another thing too. I got investments for that too. I'm thinking of something else we're working on. We're not just going to be dealing with projection screens. That money I'm going to get, I'm going to be investing in a lot of stuff in Allentown, down here. I just came back from talking to somebody yesterday from the city about how we want to invest our money into Allentown with our business ventures on things we want to do to build up Allentown, things we want to do for it. I got so much stuff I want to work on with them. We got so much interactive technology, it's not even funny. But anyway, yeah, that's some of the things we want to do. Invest our money back into Allentown. Also to invest our money back into other charities too. There's tons of charities out there that need money. So that's what I want to do too on top of that. So I got things I want to do at the end of the day. And of course, everything we do, we want to give it to our Lord and Savior. We want to give him honor for all things. Because again, without him, none of this technology, none of this stuff would have ever existed. I would have never ended up on this path to begin with, one for him. So all this comes from him. So that's basically about it. Ain't really much to say. I got to be in a few minutes. I have to go do a walkthrough real quick. We got some pretty cool stuff. We got the color ad tech coming up pretty soon. It's going to be great for blending in different environments. We got new screen paints coming out, which we're working on right now. And then we're actually bringing back some screen paints. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to stand here. Screen paints coming back. I'm actually getting a drone. I'm getting a drone that follows me. My buddy's going to reprogram it. So, because that's why I got high-level IT tech guys to hang around with from time to time. Like, yo, I need this drone to follow me everywhere I go. It's a small drone. It'll follow me everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. That thing is going to be sick the way he's going to design it. Yeah, I know it's crazy. I'm not a big fan of it, but I need it. AI intelligence in it, like the Olaf. But not so much like the Olaf. It's going to be interesting. He's a bit of an experiment and programmer. He's the guy who actually rewrote the operating system for Windows XP. That guy right there, he did it. You know how crazy it is when you rewrite a code? He's a master encryptor. That's what he is. I got a couple of those under my belt. But anyway, yeah. I said I need this drone to follow me everywhere I go. So if I needed to send it somewhere to record something, it can do it. Yeah, talk about technology, people, right? Let me see. Even the rotary system's customized. So the rotary system's designed that basically, if you have rotaries flying all over the place, you don't want anything like that in the close to your face. I can't explain it to you. It's his stuff in the day. But anyway, he designed it so basically it's completely, it can't cause any damage. But anyway, yeah. We got 800 number coming soon for here. Working on that right there. Now, interesting thing about the 800 number is just not going through Grasshopper. This is going through another company I found. This company, because these are for people who have problems with people contacting and harassing their phones. This company has a reroute system. So I guess they work with FBI, wherever they work with any kind of agency or security firm. I don't know what it is, but I know from the door that if we have any issues, we can reroute your numbers there. And they start the process of tracing your IP address. They start building a case on you because so many companies now are having problems with individuals online that are contacting their company and carrying on. And like I said, big corporate gets tired of this mess and they say, you know what, we need to do something about this. And this is why all this stuff is popping up about how to deal with individuals who don't act right. So this security firm company we found at the end of the day who does it, they have the numbers and stuff for companies, but it gives you the insurance that they're being bombarded by trolls. Your stuff gets re-forwarded someplace else. So it doesn't mean you don't have to call the call in. The call initially lands there, and it's logged in that this is the time of the call came and so forth. They can track you from that call. Which means if enough of them show, like if we get one, that's just one. If we get a bunch of them coming in like that, then that means at the end of the day, you're going to have some people in front of your porch with some badges, and you're going to be in a very nervous situation because they're going to have a transcript of your IP login of how many times you attacked the company, how many times you contact us, what you said, all that stuff is going to be on there. You're going to go to court, they're going to lock you up. Because we already have open cases on this. It isn't like we're just starting something new. Like, hey, it's the first time we got attacked. Like, no, we literally have open cases with investigators. We open cases with FBI. We have open cases with post office inspectors. Because we have all these open cases, they take our case very seriously now. Very seriously. So right now, if I were to walk over to the police station right now, you sent me something, and I say, hey, look, we just got this today. Automatically, they're going to take your the information we have there and start the investigation of figuring out where it came from, which means find your address and where you live at, where you work at, the whole 9 yards. And once that's established and they figure out where you're at, and we're receiving more stuff, we're sending it back over to them. they start the steps of contacting the local law enforcement in your state, where they're going to come down and pay you a visit and say, hey, look, we've got this inquiry from a police station or somebody from over in Allentown who's stating that you're contacting a company over there and you're doing this, that, and the other. We need you to come with us. That's really what's going to happen to you. And what are you going to do? Then you're going to start rambling. You're going to start rambling. I don't remember. I didn't do anything. Yeah, I guarantee you're going to start doing it. But the transcripts and everything's still there. So you're going to go to a little room, and they're going to have a nice little long, couple hour long talk with you and explain the situation and what they have on you and how much evidence they have on you and why you need to seek an attorney. That's how fast this stuff is going to pop off for you. Companies should be allowed to advertise their 800 numbers without people constantly calling in and carrying on. And you've heard this stuff. You heard us play this stuff on recordings. These people contact, they make cat noises, all kinds of weird stuff. So they take that as a threat. They take it very seriously. So if you contacted Wix, if you contacted the Grass Shopper, any one of them, and you left messages behind, there's a 100% chance a police officer will be coming to your door to question you. It's going to happen. Because we got a lot of that stuff that came over, and now the stuff we're sending over to them is a lot, because now they're considering that to be a case they're definitely going to open up now. They're going to contact the providers that we want to get our setup from, and they're going to inform them that they're opening up a case. This is what's going on. They're already checking to my case. I saw a lot of WIC representatives in my case, like a lot of them in there. And they're going through all that stuff in there. Here, I'll show you. It's crazy. So must be roughly 60 of them in there. And they're going through all that. And they're basically getting ready to file a case against you. Let me see if we can go in and pull our messaging. I'll show you that. It's crazy. I have never seen that many in my account ever. It's a lot of them in there. Hold on for a minute. Oh, no. Don't we have this on our cell phone? Where's my cell phone at? I got it on my cell phone. So I have my app on my cell phone. If I remember where the heck I put that at, gee whiz, we got to leave it at the door in a few, and we can't figure out exactly where the cell phone's at. No, I'll just pull it up through here. I got to figure out where that cell phone just went to. I need my cell phone. Let me see. Because it's a shame. And people should be able to have a business. You know, if you're jealous about someone else's business, that sounds like a personal problem to me. I don't know what's wrong with people. Why y'all act like that? This is stupid. You think you can't get caught? Are you crazy? You're logged in. Your IP logs in. Every time you hit a website and they ask you about cookies and all that stuff, you leave information behind. Look at the very bottom. I don't know if they show it anymore, but if you look at the very bottom, your IP address pops up for every site you pop into. Good gracious, man. Y'all don't really think anymore, do y'all? Let me see some minute. We can go on this. I'm gonna go outside this. These are different. I'm upgrading my whatchamacallit. Upgrading my accounts here. Let me see. Oh, so we didn't leave it on the floor. Guys, we need that. We gotta make phone calls. We got a lot of them. Where are you? Don't leave it on the charge. I'm gonna charge it. I'm gonna charge it. There we go. Right there. So one thing I hate about having black mats and having a phone at the same time, you can't find it for jack. But yeah, I've noticed that when we came in, I was like, wow, that is a lot. That's all Wix. That's all Wix. All that is Wix. That's all Wix. They're in the account right now. They're going through the account. And they're going to the account and they're digging up. This is new stuff that's coming in. They're coming, it's a security, all that. They're coming in and they're going to the accounts and they're pulling your messages right now off the Wix account. So basically, they consider the fact that you attacked their server. That's what they're looking at it as a terroristic threat. You attacked their server. Yeah, good luck with that nightmare. Good luck with that nightmare. That's a big one. I gotta go, but that's a big one. As I told you before, yeah, you're going to be on some serious. If you contacted that site, you know what's going to happen. Those other people, they're done. They're finished. They're not. They're all finished. Fernando, he's finished. He's done. He's done. He's got 9. He got 10 civil criminal complaints were filed against him. He's got 90, and within the 90-day period of time. It's not 90 days. It's within the 90-day period of time. That anytime many of those forms that were filed. And up in the DA, and he goes through that, and they go, okay, look, we got to do something about this. This is enough evidence to prosecute. He gets one of those things, he's in trouble. The landlord's going to be contacted pretty soon. There's stuff going to be going out to her, explaining the situation we've been having with him in the apartment. Yeah, I don't think he's been honest with her. I don't think he's been telling her everything he's been telling her. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't be. If that building has people in there that's undocumented, and this is what we're seeing. If it's undocumented people in the building, do we know for a fact that I'm guaranteed she doesn't want publicity coming to the building? And if she doesn't want publicity coming to the building, that means that's the reason why the building's ghosts like that. Because I have never seen an apartment complex that's in my many years on this earth that doesn't have a name that calls the apartment complex for what it is. You're advertising an apartment complex. You want people to know where it's at. How are you going to apply for something you don't know where it's at? Who the freak's going to find an apartment complex with the same name as the street? And if that's the case, if it was so that every apartment had that, where they were named after the street, then they wouldn't have different names, because every single apartment complex within that area has a different name to it. It has nothing, nobody matches the street. And then all of a sudden, when we make certain statements, the entire front blurs, and then the overtop, all the information is removed out. Yeah, that apartment's being hid for a reason. That's the reason why we couldn't track it. We had a funny feeling that that was probably the case. But as I said before, I'm not interested in those people. I really don't care. We're interested in one person only. And this is why we're going to make it crystal clear to her that we know the secrets, we know what's going on, we know the whole 9 yards about it, who's involved, what parties are involved, and the email that we received from him bragging about how he can't be found. Taunting us at the end of the day. So, yeah, he's going to get an eviction from the unit. She's not going to sacrifice all that for one person. There's no way in the world. And for those people that didn't think, well, yeah, she's documented. She's definitely documented, yes. There's no way in the world you can operate an establishment of that size, of that caliber. It's virtually impossible. But some people, when they get places like that, and they know the hardships that people go through, at the end of the day, you know how hard it is to find a place. Sometimes they're lenient and they'll help people out. I'm pretty sure she's a pretty nice person. That's why I don't want to go down the route of suing this person at all. We want to avoid that at all costs. We don't want to seal the building. We want to basically have him removed out of the building. We want him out of the building. Because he's a cancer to that establishment. He really is. He's bringing nothing but problems to that building. That's what he's doing. So we just want to explain there, simple and plain. We're not interested in a lawsuit in any way whatsoever. We want him removed out of the building. If not, then bottom line, when the bench warrant goes through, he will be removed out of the building one way or another. But it will bring attention to the building. Either way, that's going to happen either way. Either way, they're going to come there. But at least, you know, if he's not there, he's not there. She can honestly say at the end of the day, well, look, you know, he was carrying on and acting up. We had to let him go. That makes her look good at the end of the day. As a business person, I'm pretty sure she's a very good business person. This would be in her best case to let him go. Because again, if he was a citizen and he had a lease, they had been removed him a long time ago. He did that nonsense in the apartment complex I was in, running those 3D printers in that business center like that. Oh, they'd have definitely booted him. Definitely would have booted. You can't run that stuff in there. Those machines have to be in well-ventilated areas, and the square feet of that apartment does not require under zoning to run that type of machinery. I know, I checked it, did the background and checked on zoning, what type of machines you can run in there. People say, well, no, smaller tabletop printing machines. Those things are huge he has, and those are huge printing machines, and they're supposed to have a form of cover and exhaust system. Even the small ones have exhaust systems on them. You don't have nothing, man, and there's no ventilation, windows are shut, doors are shut. Yeah, that place is crazy, man. So at the end of the day, she's going to have to, she can't move anybody into that apartment. She's going to have to pay somebody to come in and clean that. So yeah, she's going to have, we give her an option, remove them, like we did with Williams, remove them, decide to keep them, then face the consequences that come afterwards. That's what she's going to have to face, because we did reach out to her. And that's the whole part right now. Before we go down that road, let's speak to her, get a chance to talk to her. She reaches out to us, we explain to her the whole situation. I bet you $100 he's lying to her. I bet you. Because a person like that, like I said, who opens up an establishment like that, and then turn around, I don't know why she would, I guess she would hide the address. I'm pretty sure the address wasn't hidden before, which we can check and see on records how long that address has had an active real name attached to it, where it was registered. You have to register names to your building. So it probably at one point she probably started helping people out more and more and more. You're in a person's situation, you know. Can't turn, sometimes it's hard to turn families away in this situation because you know they're not going to be able to find any place else to lay their heads at. And this person kind of basically gave him a helping hand, and he just turned around and stabbed her clean in her back. And that's what he did, because he has a habit of doing that, stabbing people in the back. So we'll talk to her first, and if she removes him out of the building, we don't follow nothing. Leave it at that. So hopefully she reaches out to her. I'm gonna call her again probably Monday and try to reach out to her again. And then after that, we'll take the next stage of sending letters out to her and explain to her the situation, the problem we're having with Apartment E, and give her the option of removing them. If she chooses not to remove them, she wants to keep them, then the consequences are going to be very great. So hopefully she does. Seems like a very nice person, because the person who's willing to put their business on the line to help other people out on that level, I think is amazing. But, you know, it's a shame you take a high risk, because, you know, you could bring somebody in that could potentially damage your business. And he got that whole LLC on her building, all that mess. That's a mess. That's the thing about it. What was the point of him going there and blurring the address and all that stuff when there's an LLC telling where the building's at? With the guy who basically made all the trouble. See, there you go. That's why you can't, it's a shame, but you can't bring everybody into your establishment. You really can't, because some people just mess the whole thing up for everybody else. He wants to make it seem like we're going after anybody without documents. No, that's just dumb. What for? We don't even know those people. We don't care. We want you. That's it. That's why in the letter it completely states you, everything about you, problems we've been having, the fact we had a process server go to that building, who we had to contact about that building, Homeland Security now is involved about that building. This can be avoided easily if you're removed. So that's what we're asking to do, to evict you out of the unit. Which shouldn't be hard to do, since your name is not on the lease. Because you just literally sat there and stated that your name's not on anything. So if your name's not on anything, that means your name's not on that lease. If it's not on that lease, then you're trespassing. That's what that would stand for. She can easily have you removed. So with that being said, that's the end of that. I got work to do. Time for me to rush on out of here. Found the cell phone on the floor somewhere. You know, I was going to do a demonstration, but we can't do it now. I was going to do a demonstration of painting on the floor tiles, but it's just no point. And I got to get ready, because Monday, I got to get out of here. I got things to do. I got to pay another $400 in here for a place I'm not going to be at. I am going to be paying something much less for the virtual address, which they do have. I didn't even know they have virtual addresses. We do need a virtual address. And it's just in a major district area. So that would come in handy. But as in room-wise, we don't have the room in here. We literally don't have it. I mean, it's a nice office, a good size, it's beautiful, but we don't have the room. Our place, we need something big. And that place we got is over 20,000 square feet. It's huge in there. It's nice. We're not worrying about utilities. Utilities are paid for. That was already taken care of. So that's something we have to worry about. Because the first thing I asked when I saw it was, God, it's huge. Like, utilities in here are going to be crazy. He said, don't worry about it. Utilities are paid for. Don't have to worry about that. We need a place to work. So that's what he's doing. He's investing in us by giving us a place to work and build, which means if he gives us a place where we can work at, a place we can build at, and the more stuff we create and design, the more his capital flows, because he's investing in us. He's going to make money off of us. See? So then he asks us what you need. I'm like, oh, I need this, that, and the other. I got you, because they're investing in us and the technology we have. So that's how we got blessed with this building. All right, people, that's basically about it. Still going to be doing stuff for customers. Like I said, sites are going to be pumping out new technology and showing up. We're going to be doing mashups. Actually, that's one of the, not mashups, but one of the videos we just did, but we're also going to do some mashups and stuff showing what we're working on. And again, the stuff we're developing, what we're doing is, I don't want to sound like I'm being like ungrateful here when I say this, but it's business at the end of the day. People's business. Please don't take it emotionally, please. We're aiming for the AI. That's what we're hunting for, the AI. The AI technology in Google, if you know, our stuff reads everywhere through there. That's where we've been programming to constantly connect to that, because that is the main key advertising for everything. And that's why you notice we pump videos out they pop up all over the place. So that's where we're connecting to. So when we do videos on YouTube, if you're watching maybe 10 videos pop up, if you're watching 5 videos pop up, and you're thinking at the end of the day, well, this guy's doing all this because he's trying to get views and likes. No, it's for the AI. The search engine optimizer I just tweaked about a couple of days ago has some really special coding in it and allowed us to get access to different types of domain servers in different countries, which is legal. It allows us to be able to advertise our technology everywhere we go. Imagine it as a GPS beacon device. So that domain name's like a beacon. Anywhere we basically attach it to, it goes to. Any pictures or anything on our site has that encrypting coding, which means you bring business back to us. Any trolls, you take our pictures and stuff and try to use them, there's an encryption in there. And that encryption means anyone who hits that or anything, they direct back to us. You advertise for us. They also give out your location. Oh, you didn't know about that, did you? We didn't tell you everything. All right, well, I got a lot to do. I got t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, and stuff to make. I got these. We got the new barcode, not the barcode, new QR code. We have the decal stickers to put in windows, the ones when we install them in. We got the screens coming up. All our screens and stuff are going to have those QR codes and all that stuff to advertise for our company. I got this huge law firm that has this massive, large window, and you put a giant fish tank to that sucker. Oh, that fish tank's going to be amazing. We have another version of the AdTech window screen. It's something different. It has a 3D effect to it. Woo-hoo-hoo. I told you AdTech has multiple levels to it. Multiple levels. Has a 3D effect to it. It is freaking sick. It requires 2 projectors to trigger it. And thank goodness the projectors for us are cheap. Like roughly under 20 bucks. It cost me $40 to do this thing. $40. That's it. Mind you, keep in mind the projector we used for all the demonstrations was an Epson PowerLight S6. It cost me $16.25. That's it. Oh, we have something coming out one more time. Yeah, we do. We do have something coming out on top of that. All right. Oh, I forgot to show real quick. So yeah, we're actually. This is it. We're on this side. Yeah, this is the whole nonsense with the black. Blackness is staying. Definitely gonna stay. But this is the new marketplace we just put in. This is for the second website. We got a third one coming up for the gaming setup. So slideshows and stuff like that. Stuff coming out here. The 3 products we're now going to be actually started. They already started selling already. So we have the 38. This is a customer. We got to put the customer video in there. We have a customer who did a video on this thing. He sprayed the screen in. He was the one that's doing the MMA outside. We bought that coating. We have the church paint, which I'm going to show slideshows of that because we have a company actually had that. And we got 1 quart of the Phoenix Dark Silver. Ooh, that stuff is gorgeous. We have all customer videos. I'll be uploading only videos to our accounts pretty soon. The other site's set up that way. And that right there is customer demonstration on our gunmetal technology using a cheap projector. He used a WeMax 300 lumen portable projector to do that demonstration. Yep. And over here we got trash projectors. These are projectors that are trash. We did a lot of testing on these projectors. That's why when you come up and you look up in trash projectors or projectors that are called, we call them unnamed brands, our company comes up because we did all those demonstrations showing you why not to buy these projectors. And we have them right there. Yeah, ViewSonic sued that guy. Sue this company over here too. So this is on the other website. And then we have, of course, we have unmatched demonstrations. We have on here. We built on here yet? Oh, we got to start building on this site. Circling right here. Oh, wait, we're still working on this one. Unmatched event. The how-to page. The how-to page, if you're a person who basically wants to learn how to build projection screens and all that goody-goody gumdrop stuff, right here, this shows you how to do it. Like I said, unlike the other sites, did they show you how to build any of this stuff? No. They don't know what they're doing. Again, I can't explain that enough. So we have tons of videos on here. I'm going to be updating the whatchamacallit on this site. I have to update give it more memory. That's what we're working on right now. So I got to drop $50 into their accounts so we can get that one going and get that running much faster. Let me see. And I'm going to go over to my other site here. This is our other website. We have 2 of these. Both sites have active shopping carts. This one has 2 active shopping carts. We have one for the members only section for stuff we designed for them. And this is our page here. We actually had to rebuild all this. All this had to be redone. 2 websites. And now I'm in the process of going through GoDaddy's application, and I'm in the process of actually getting ready to build our gaming site over there. Let me see which one we want to go to. We got coming soon. The 30 black window will be here. We'll have that ready on Saturday. Sunday we have a screen. The first person's going to have this as a company. We're actually installing this on a motorized projection screen in their establishment. They're going to have one of those. So these are going to be coming out acoustic. That's going to be coming out this summer. We got acoustic screens coming out this summer. We have actually ranges from acoustic to 100, 120, 150, and a 235.1 widescreen acoustic coming up very soon. We have the starter kits that are available now. Starter kits come at $250. They come with the blackout cloth at 100 inches and 100 feet of LED lights with the kit at 24 ounces that paints up to 120-inch screen. We have VR. This is the visual effects. We have a huge art community up here. Projector mapping application, visual effects. That's what that technology is for over there. As you're watching the other video, that's what we use the coding for that. We have the massive giant 1 gallon. This is the big ultra screen Cineplex. This comes with a 250-inch screen surface and 1 gallon of our product that paints up to a 250-inch screen, which roughly I did in the demonstration in 3 times. I was able to get 96 ounces out of a gallon to paint a 250-inch screen. Transparent flex. This right here is the Imperial. Yeah, Imperial is coming to the site too also. We have a wallpaper surface and panel system. Panel systems that range from 24 inches, which is the one we have, I don't know, one he's on the desk. It also comes with the 24 by 48, which is the one that's in the customer's window at a 40-inch, and then the massive 106-inch wallpaper luxury version of it that's going to be coming up very soon. And then these have got the gold limited edition. Ooh, I got to put the I got an image to show what that thing looks like. And Apex Gamer, which again is a product so amazing that people are willing to go to court for that thing. Ain't gonna go well, I'm gonna tell you right now. All right. Okay, so yeah, there's a 24 by 36. But this is how we're doing our demonstrations from now on. The pictures are nice and all, but they just don't show what it does. I like the fact that they allow you to add in videos. So when you click on here, you can get a chance to watch the video. So a 250-inch screen looks like. That's why when the person made this, that's 250 inches. When a person made the statement that 2 quarts paint the 300 inch, that's virtually impossible. It takes 96 ounces to paint a screen of that caliber from us. So this is what people want to see. When you're saying that you paint giant screens in, they want to see the actual screen and play. They don't want to see a picture of it, they want to see a video of it. These are going to go like crazy this summer because we got all kinds of events coming up, and we want to put these throughout Allentown. This will make fantastic revenue. I was just talking to somebody in City Hall. This is fantastic. We have these all around Allentown. Vendors are going to come in because they can make good money because, you know, people like to eat when they watch movies. They're going to make money as tax money back to Allentown, to City Hall. They're going to make a killing off these things. On top of that, we have ad space we can put in before the movie starts because, you know, people got to go grab stuff from the concession stand. We can have the ads come up so people can pay for ad space. And that's what we're doing with the law firm. The law firm has a big, huge window there. Oh, we were watching the game at 250 inches? Yeah. That's the ultimate tailgate screen, right? But anyway, yeah. Offices have blank. You have a window up there you're not even using. You can put our technology up there. Advertising right there for other companies. Make money. So this is what I find interesting about the other fellow. If in your dark apartment, right, and you're saying that your projector, this is where it's going to have, people are going to have so many problems in there with this whole these lawsuits. This is a 250-inch screen. My projector is roughly 27 feet away from the screen. So the fact that, like I said, if you're doing demonstrations in the dark, which we clearly see you guys doing because your great screens don't read in fully lit environments like ours. I don't know why you have stuff in the dark to begin with. But anyway, say in the dark area like this, right? If our screen came up looking anything like on your screen, which is 100 inches versus 250 inches, then that means that it'd be impossible for it to read here. Then if alone the stores and companies and customers we have who have these things, it'd be impossible. So, customers seeing this, other people with our stuff, people showing outside demonstrations, not inside, they're outside doing these demonstrations. People inside are doing them next to windows. Stuff that we talk that we can do, they're doing in our demonstrations. How is it possible in y'all demonstrations it comes up non-working? This is the reason why you're going to owe us $1 million. That's why the lawsuit's so high. Because you did this maliciously. We can prove you did it maliciously. And on top of that, keep in mind, they're going to request your receipts. You said you got it from us, right? You got to show those receipts. If not, those were fraud charges kicking. This is where we hit the 20-year mark. 20-year sentences, because you told you maliciously did unboxings, you maliciously, like McAfee did. This will get you a 20-year prison sentence. So how is it possible? Now, if you're saying we're using, at one point, we didn't have a lot of reviews, they would say, well, he's using special camera equipment. Careful, that's a lawsuit right there. That's defamation. That's like saying at the end of the day that voting machines have special devices and they only vote for blue. I get you sued. So you understand that one. So if you said we had special equipment, so we have special equipment, what about the places that we're on site with? Because everyone's seen it. So how would we be able to manipulate real time? How would it be possible that we're convincing everybody that they're seeing the screen that's well lit, and you're saying it's darker in your end? This is why you're not going to win a lawsuit. There's so many reasons why you're not going to win it. Now, how are you going to prove that? You can have you paint that in the courtroom for us. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to convince a judge and all the people in there that the screen they're seeing crystal clear with no problem, you claim didn't work at all, period, and we're using special equipment in our phone to do it? How are you going to convince that? That's why I said for the door, $1 million lawsuit. And the time we're asking for when we go before the judge is what time we need to take this to federal. We need 20. That's what they're going to request, 20 years of your life for it. Because it's fraud. We can get you under fraud. On top of that, it happened online. It's a cyber crime. So we can definitely get 20 out of that. We got everything pointed in our direction. We get you 20 years. And that's what they're pushing for. So you know this, when I leave off of here and get an understanding what's going to be going on and what's going to be happening, they're going to request $1 million out of your pocketbook. And they're going to request in prison time, they want a minimum of 20 years. That's what they want. And because you did it online, we can get it. It's a cyber crime. All cyber crimes are punishable by 20 years. They're federal. Some people right now, this doesn't faze them one bit because they didn't do anything. People who did do something right now, you're scared. I know you're scared to death. I know you are. I know you're scared to death. But this is what happens when you listen to Satan. This is the cause and effect of listening to the devil. The Lord did warn you. I know the Lord did. I know the Lord talked to you. I know he told you not to do this. It's a bad idea. Don't get involved in this. I know he told you. But you didn't listen, did you? You're bent out of hatred and anger toward me. So, long story short, you're going to have to go through this. And it's not going to go well. And if you see me walk into that courtroom, which you will, with a bunch of lawyers, or even by myself, because we don't need half of them. If we're basically got enough evidence to prosecute you, I pay them. Then, it's over. Because you're going to have to prove that screen doesn't work. And we have your videos. We have all your evidence. We have your text messages, phone calls. We have everything. I invited you to have your attorney reach out to me multiple times. Hey, have your attorney reach out to me. I'm standing since what? Last couple months? Have your attorney. No one's called us. No one's contacted us. No one at all. Not one person. Not one attorney. Nobody. Zip. Nothing. Email us. You know where we're at. Nobody. Nothing. Sign the contract. How many times have I said that? Literally over and over again. We'll use that against you in court. Your Honor, I got on and asked them, look, send a lawyer my way. If I'm doing all these things, bring a lawyer, take them to court. No one did nothing at all, period. In the videos, I'm asking them over and over again, nothing. We're going to sue you for that. Because it shows you can't back it up. I could send that to your attorney. Your attorney will drop your case. Well, why didn't you send a lawyer? Why are you contacting me now? And this guy's been asking you to send him a lawyer to accuse him of what you said he did, and you didn't say anything. And now you're contacting me? Yeah, I can get your case dropped. Because I've asked you multiple times to send a lawyer to me, and you didn't do nothing. Yeah, we asked them multiple times. Multiple times. Asked an attorney. They got no evidence at all, period. Our stuff works perfectly fine. Your case is getting dropped. And if a lawyer drops your case, you're in a lot of trouble. Why? they write it in on ledger. That means at the end of the day, if another attorney picks up your case, he wants to know why your attorney dropped your case. He will contact them and say, hey, look, I got a client over here, and he used to be a client of yours. What happened? Because I can see you didn't have the case that long. So, well, we dropped him. Well, why'd you drop him? Because we talked to the fellow. The fellow, at the end of the day, his screens are working perfectly fine. This guy just did this out of hatred. He's going to drop your case. And then it's going to keep going and going and going and going and going. No one's going to touch you because, too many people are dropping your case now. You're not worth it unless you pay somebody out of pocket to do it. And they may say at the end of the day, look, man, I'm going to take your money at the end of the day, but you're not going to win it. So good luck with that one. But anyway, I got things to do. I got to turn around and get everybody taken care of. I got things to do from there. And then it makes sense that I got to get ready to get equipment in. I need a forklift operator. Thank God I know people who basically are certified in forklift operating. They can train some of the people. I need it in the day. I got to get tables and desks and chairs and stuff like that. I got so much stuff to do. I got 3 PCs I got to build because we need them. This one has to be updated because it has to be updated. The one over there has to be updated. I got a lot of stuff I got to do, including all the other stuff I got to do in City Hall, licensing and all that stuff. I need some other stuff I need. I got to apply for building their website. Also for testing them on site. I got to bring a crew on board to help me out, do the installments. So that's why we need all matching outfits and all that stuff. You know how it works at the end of the day. Usual stuff for business. Anyway, that being said, it is time for me to skiddy-doo-dah-day. I got to take the other video and delete it because it's not the last video. This would be the last video. And I just want to go off on a good note. Last one was kind of ranty. I can say it was kind of ranty. It was ranty. Yeah. But, you build a technology for half, well, not say half of my life, but it was a good part of it. And, you put a lot of time and a lot of effort, man. Every video I watch, man, I can remember something in that video I suffered from, man. When I was in the place over there, I was doing the screen over in City Line Avenue. That's where I got the lung disease, right over there. When I was over there in Upper Darby, that's when I was dealing with the lung disease over there. And I can remember every area that I was at that I suffered in for my technology. And the fact you got people out there that are so full of so much hatred and anger at the end of the day. Number one, you don't like me because I'm black. Because I got plenty of messages from you guys calling me the N-word. By the way, we know who you are. I'm going to hit you with a civil lawsuit for violating my civil rights. So I'm definitely going to hit you with one of those. Good luck with that one. I trace back your freaking address and all that information. Call me the N-word because you're mad. We got people that were jealous over our products. And you guys ganged up on me all together and made all these false statements because you couldn't take my products out by competing with me fairly, going online and making a product. You couldn't do that. You had to cheat every way you could possibly think of to make my product look bad. That's what you tried to do. And then when that didn't work, let's go threaten his family members. Let's try to intimidate him so he can give up. You got the wrong person at the end of the day. I wasn't built that way. Unlike you, I was raised by a Marine. So I wasn't built and designed that way to give up on anything. Once I start off on something, I don't let go until it's done. Got the wrong person. You definitely do. So it's not going to go down the way you think it's going to go down. Like I told you from the first beginning, it's not. I've been through this before with companies and corporations that think they can basically toss me around because I'm a smaller company. It don't work that way for me. Every single company who's tried to come against us has not been able to take us down. All my technology, and whatever AI says today is by divine spirit. How do you calculate the fact that all this stuff we engineered, not one product we've ever had has ever been successfully reverse engineered? Not one. Y'all can't even match our tests. If you're going to claim to have my product, that means you must complete all tests under our products. And some of these products can hold anywhere up to about 30, 40 tests at streams that can last anywhere from 3 to 4 hours long. We don't do rehearsed environments. I can change projectors at will, middle of demonstrations. I do it all the time when I'm on site. I might like that projector, pull it out and put another one up there. It doesn't alter or change anything. So, first things first, you got to battle against God. And we know you ain't going to win that. That's never going to happen. Never going to happen, But it just shows to prove how powerful our Lord is, that it took all these people. And then the guy on YouTube channel says, man, it's all these people ganging up on that one guy. What was your success out of this? My company will push on to make millions of dollars off our technology. And you will be going to jail. Whatever lifetime you have left on this earth, it ain't going to be spent out here anymore. You're going to be fighting for your life in a courtroom now. That's your situation. That's your lifeline right now. That's where you're going. You're going to be under investigation. It's going to be a bad and scary situation for you and your family. Unfortunately, they're going to be pulled into this because your financial ruins is going to affect them too also. And you got no one to blame but yourself. You played a game with the devil and you lost. That's what you did. I told you it was going to happen. I told you the outcome was going to be bad. I told you this. Now, the rest of you are sitting in the back of your mind, terrified. Who is going through your information? Who's looking up your address from law enforcement officer? Who's actually going through your stuff right now? It's all you want. You have to tell your family sooner or later what's about to happen. Because sooner or later, them officers pop up on your door. You're going to have to explain something. So all that you went through, all that value, all that wasted time to end up in a prison system and sued. That's what you invested in? You could have spent that time with your family. You spent that time on vacation, doing something else other than that. Did you affect my company in any way? No. I just rebuilt my second website. I'm going to go and build me a third one next week. I'm going to build the third one. So all that wasted time. And that's what the devil does. He's an expert in wasting time. Now you're going to have to figure a way, if you can't afford an attorney, I don't know how this is going to work out for you, but you're going to have to figure out some way how to basically prove to the courts that the technology that's going to be everywhere and can back itself on so many levels doesn't work. It's not going to go well. Well, you still have an option. You do still have one. You have an option. You do. Before I go, you have an option. Pick up your cross and follow Jesus. That's the only thing you have left. It was there the entire time. You just refused it. You refused. You want to follow Satan. You want to follow Satan. Well, the option's there. You better make that choice quick, buddy. You better make it real quick. The crossroads are there already. You just don't know it yet. You better make that decision. And it better be truthful. You better be 100% honest with God. If you have a mere thought in your head right now, God can know what you think before you think it. So imagine if you can't even, that's kind of crazy because you really can't think before you think it, but God can know what you think before you think it. He's supreme being. So consider the fact, if you're even thinking in the back of your mind that, I'll fake being a Christian. So no, that don't work that way. God can see that. He know what you're going to do before you're going to do it, so there's no way it's going to work. You have to be 100% real. I watched some of I don't know, man, where they're sending you guys at. If you're not going to be to beat the criminal cases. We know that. We know you can't beat them. But where they send you guys at the end of the day, you have any idea what's like in those places? I'm not saying this to scare you. You have to really take this seriously. Do you have any idea what those places are like if you go in there? And they have these pod units. I've been looking at watching these pod units. People walk around with knives in these places. Because again, there's no guards there. There's no guards in the pod. From what I've seen so far, I haven't seen any guards in the pods. The pods are pretty much like some kind of like some kind of community unit in there among themselves. And then if anything pops off, I guess they come in and interfere with that. That's what I'm seeing. I watched a guy basically pull a knife out. He walked around with a knife in his hand. People being hit, beaten, all types of stuff going on in there. This is what you're going to be facing pretty soon. This is not a good place to be at. You really need to find Jesus quick. You need God's protection. This is the reason why the devil works so hard to get you in trouble. Because he knows if you end up in one of these places, there's a much greater chance of him trying to get rid of you. That guy, whatever the demon whispered in your ear and told you to do this stuff at the end of the day, his intention, well, we can't say his, we don't even know what it's not even human. Its intention was to end you. That's it. It knew you couldn't touch us. We're protected by God. He knew that already from the door. But he knew he can touch you. Now, if I can get you to do what I need you to do at the end of the day, then I'm happy with that. I'm trying to work on him, but it ain't working too well. At the end of the day, he's locked in with God. So, but you're not. And since you're not locked in with God, I can take the opportunity to basically get my hands on you. So you better stop that plan before it basically goes any farther, because they send you to those places in there. And from what I've seen in the videos, these pod units, survival rate in there is very low. guards won't get you in time. When you're on the when I was in there, guards would get to you quick because they were right there. They were right there. So if a fight broke out, they were right there on the spot to break it up. People still got stabbed and stuff like that happened, but at least they were right there. Now, pod unit is different. There is no guards in that unit at all, period. They come to that unit. Anything can pop off in there. I have no idea why they made them that way. I don't know. They said at the end of the day it was for people who have less charges. Not from what I've seen. At the end of the day, they're like very violent individuals. I'm saying all of them. No, not all of them. But from the ones I've seen in there, from the cell phone video footage, wow. That's going to be a very shocking experience. You know, this is the reason why people cry before they go to jail, because they know exactly the stories of it. It's nothing. That's why people who get out of jail and they do those videos like, don't go in there. Don't go in there. Stay free. Don't go in there. They're not joking with you when they say this. From a person I've been in the juvenile section of it. I was in for maximum security for very, very violent teens. And it's freaking jacked up in that section. I couldn't imagine what goes on with the adults. So, yeah. So, you got to find God. Now, if I came on here, I was trying to scare you, have fun with you, because I know you're going to end up in that place. That's a difference. I'm going to go, yeah, you're going to get messed up, man. You're going to be jacked up, and that's that. That's the wrong way to go about it. I'm telling you from the door that you need to find Jesus, because if you're in that situation, you're in trouble. And whatever you were listening to that got you to that point, it's going to finish you off. Got to find God. Gotta find Jesus. Gotta find him. I'm so glad before my journey started in that place that my mother came in and bought me a Bible to get me ready, because she knew that I needed the Lord when I entered that place. I needed God. Thank God she was there to give me that Bible. I couldn't imagine what would have happened to me if I wasn't a Christian in that situation. Becoming a Christian in that situation, I couldn't imagine. So the devil will tell you, because I know he's going to tell you already, he'll tell you that, oh, he's trying to scare you. Well, scared ain't the word for it. You have no idea what you're about to walk into. Scared is not even the word for it. And if he even told you at the end of the day that he's trying to scare you, you have no idea what's waiting for you in that place. And you're going to go there. Trust me. We're going to file charges against you. We have to. You know, we can't let you get away with what you did to our company, how you attacked their friends and family. We can't let you get away with that. So you are going in. Especially Mr. Williams. I have to make a phone call, by the way. He's definitely going to jail. Fernando's going to be deported, but most likely what they're going to send Fernando at is a prison system. It's a maximum security unit where he's going at. I can't say anything for him. I really can't. But the rest of you, at the end of the day, you need to find God. Fernando's going to have to seek. I don't even know how to tell. I don't even know anything about that. I can't say anything about that. I really can't. That'd be like going against God. I can't say anything about that. He did something he should have never did to begin with. He did something he never did. You know, Fernando, I'm explaining something to you before I gotta go. When you consider me to be your biggest enemy, right? Probably got more besides me. When you're one of your, I don't consider you to be my enemy. You're a very nasty human being. That's all you are. You're a person who serves the devil. That's what I consider you to be. But I don't have any hatred for you in any way whatsoever. I don't have hatred for anybody at all, period. I just give it to God, go from there, and then basically do it the way it's supposed to be done. I go to all first and foremost, and that's what I do. Now, yeah, it bothers me and upsets me. I'm human at the end of the day. That I'm trying to build something, people are trying to take it from me, yes. But I'm not going to hate you for it, because I'm not going to give Satan that satisfaction. You guys hate me. So that's why you're in the situation right now. You entertain Satan. That's why you're in this situation now. But as I said before, when someone tells you on camera that they would be willing to give up their life so you can have the opportunity to be forgiven again, that speaks volumes from the door. And you think about the stuff you have done to me and my family. And I'm willing to sacrifice my own life for you so you can have the opportunity to have a second chance to not do what you just did. That tells you that I don't want you to see you in hell. Unfortunately, I don't have that type of control in any way whatsoever. You did what you did, and that's the end of it. It's a sad situation, Fernando. It really is. It's not something anyone's rejoicing. It's sad. It's very sad. And it's a shame. And even right now, Fernando is so embedded with Satan. Even right now, he's looking at it in a way as an, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Just that, so he's on there ranting. Satan is, Fernando is very well embedded with Satan very well. He is. It's a shame, but you can see it in him. The smiles, the smirks, and all that stuff, when he does that little smirk he does, that's demonic. It's called a demonic influencer. That's what they are. I don't want to look it up. I don't want to see what this thing looks like, but that's what they call them. Don't want to see a picture on this thing. Demonic influencers. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Demonic influencers, yeah. You got to be careful, people, about this stuff. I'm going to come off of this. I'm not feeling this. I'm going to get Lord, thank you, Jesus. Come off of that. You got to be careful, 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 careful. You don't know what you are dealing with. This is why I warn you. I warn you, warn you, warn you. You don't know what you're dealing with. You really do believe that you think that you're in this world by yourself. You think that, right? You have no idea what was on this earth. Those fallen angels that were cast out of heaven, you have no idea. That's what you're playing around with. And that's what you're bringing around your family. That's why you're bringing around your friends. That's what you're bringing around your kids. Those demons. That Crowcast thing that went on, that went in there, they were in there. Those demons were in there. Jamie constantly has a flow of Satan around him. The people like Williams definitely has it. Anyone who entertains and does the stuff that they do on that level, they entertain Satan. And they don't understand what they're messing around with. They really don't. I feel sorry for them. They have no idea. They don't get their act together at the end of the day. Those things that were speaking to them and talking to them, that's what I didn't want to see a picture of what it looked like. Those things they're talking to at the end of the day, they got plans for you guys at the end of the day. They're planning to get rid of you. They're planning to get rid of you. You don't see it. And you think I'm warning you at the end of the day because I'm afraid of you? I'm not afraid of you. I don't in any way whatsoever. I'm not afraid of you one bit. I'm warning you because you have no idea the demons that you invited into your life and what their plans are. That's what I'm warning you. But if you haven't seen it already, and it's going to come to reality. When you're sitting in that holding cell, when you're locked up and you got those heavy charges sitting on top of you, that's when it's going to kick in. That's when it's going to kick in. Everything I just told you. So right now, everything I'm telling you right now, when you're sitting in that prison cell and you're looking at that heavy jail time, when those officers put those handcuffs on you and they cart you away, this is where you're going to start having to make that decision. What you are going to do in this situation. Because the demon's going to try to finish you off. Go in and listen to him. Big bad and tough. Do that nonsense. And you go into one of those facilities in the day, what I just saw in there, them guys walking around with shanks and knives and all that stuff, you'll lose your life in there quick. Those aren't the ones you play around. Those are the ones you're not playing games with in the day. These guys are for real. Don't go in there acting like you this, that, and the other. You will definitely get hurt in there. You guys got to get it together. Got to get it together, man. You got to get it together. What's wrong with you? Got to get it together. You die off this earth, something happens to you, anything happens to you in the timeline you're on the judgment, you better get it together quick. You don't want to spend eternity with those things. You don't want to be down there with those things at the end of the day. No one wants to go to hell. And that's literally where you're going. I guess I'm going to spend this last video on my last stream and just warning you guys. Get it together. Because if you don't, you are going to hell. Do you understand that part? Do you understand how serious it is? Yes, you have these cases come all that, but you got a bigger problem than that right now. You entertained a demon. And those things don't let go. Once they lock in on something that they know that they can control, they don't let go. They'll watch you every single day. They're around your family, they're around your kids. They don't care. That's what you entertained. Jamie has dark spirits on him. And dark spirits would transfer to other hosts. Doesn't make a difference if you're in another state, another country, Satan is everywhere. It's not just has limited amounts of where he can't go here and there. He's everywhere. He's walked in churches. I saw the most creepiest thing I ever saw in my entire life. I saw some creepy stuff, but this was very creepy. One person was sitting there and she started crawling up the wall like a bug. Do you have any idea what you're entertaining? You better get on your knees and you better pray to God every day of your life to keep those things away from you. And here you are entertaining it. When people sit there and look at The Exorcist and they go, oh, that was a scary movie. That was an actual true story. That actually did happen to that little girl. She got possessed by a demon. That actually is a true story. That hideous thing that you saw in that room, it called out his name. It's an actual name of one. This is what you entertain. I rather entertain angels every single day of my life. I rather entertain God every day of my life to entertain that craziness. There's no way in the world. That's the reason when I sit there and say, when you guys say, oh, you got to be angry. You got to have. No, I don't have that hatred. That'd be entertaining Satan. I did that. I wanted it for people. I went to jail. I did that nonsense already. I was full of hatred and rage every single day. Hate every single day. God will warn me. And there's nothing that he said. It ended up in the prison system. Because I didn't want to listen. That's where you're going. You are literally about to live the life that I lived when I was 16 years old. 17 and 18 and going up. You're about to live that life. You're about to find out and live that life. Yep. And warn you. And you'll sit there and laugh about it. Now, the Lord said he's warning them. Jesus said to God, he's warning them. He's telling them. And they're not listening. Okay. Let me see if I remove that off my search. I don't want that in my search at all, period. It comes up in my search. I don't want it there. There it is. I want that out. I altogether want that out of there. And some of you sending me emails with 666 on it. You crazy? What was that supposed to do? Oh, that's supposed to scare me? Why to be scared of the devil? I serve God. See, that tells you at the end of the day how the devil tells you things that you think it's going to affect me and it doesn't. Why would 666, the mark of the beast, bother me? I serve God. I think God is much stronger than the devil. If it wasn't, then the devil would have been able to throw God out of heaven, and we'd be in a bad situation right now. So since he can't do that, and since God did make his right-hand angel was Lucifer, he made him, right? So God made him, so God is the creator, right? That means that he wasn't able to destroy God. So who would be stronger? That would be God. So why would I be afraid of something like 666? When you sent it over, you know what it does for me at the end of the day? It makes me feel sorry for you. It shows me that you listen to a demon. You listen to demons. That's what it tells me. That's what I see. When I see y'all doing the stuff y'all do at the end of the day, it tells me that you follow Satan. And from a person who did that one already, I already know the outcome of your life. If you don't get it together, I know the outcome of it all. I already did it already. I've been on that side of the fence already. I know the outcome of your life. And I've seen them. I've seen some of them. I've seen them in true form, but I've seen them in enough forms that I'll never want to see it ever again. I know the things that sit around you, that basically that you entertain. I know what you entertain, and it's not good. And just put it this way. You have such a dark energy on you that if we meet up in court and you try to shake my hand, I wouldn't even touch you. I would be praying the entire time when I'm around you because of what's around you. You walk with dark spirits. That's why. You can pick it up. Some people have them. Some people have really dark spirits on. You can feel them. I met two of them in a business meeting one time. The energy was so dark in there. I got almost slipped into depression just being around them. I had to pray over everything they were around them, everything. I didn't even touch their hands. Well, people, I'm gonna get ready. I got some stuff I gotta go do. I'm gonna check out this whole new tape we got. We got a new tape because sometimes I don't know. That one place I'm working in right now, I'm kind of helping them off the clock. He's a real nice person at the end of the day. Real nice people, and I will go out of my way to help people out. I got some people, you should charge them extra. No, I'm not charging them extra. You know, some people need help. You know, the first time getting a business, you know, they don't know much about working on this and working on that. I like to work with my hands too, by the way. On top of the new stuff, I like to work with my hands. And we got this today for them. This is pretty cool. That's a special type of tape. So this is designed that if your lights are too bright, you actually tape over your LEDs and you actually darken or tint them. We'll come up with some of that. This is the stuff we got for putting in the windows for ad tech. It's a clear double-sided tape. It's pretty nice. It's invisible. And we got some twist ties for speaker cable wires. We got to hook the wired speakers in pretty soon for somebody. And I picked them up some curtains for their screens. So where his motorized projection screen is going to be at, we bought some theater curtains in black. Woo! That's something extra I put in. Because I like to build in the day. I like designing whole entire environment. It's got a little bit of interior decorator in my soul. So yeah. He's like, I can pay you extra. I was like, nah, it's good. I got you. It doesn't cost much. I get everything wholesale, good price. You know, has a nice touch to my setups and all. So I like doing a little interior decorating work in there while I'm in there. Give me a chance to work on my other skill level. That being said, hope you enjoyed. Gotta go. Thank you for your time. I gotta delete the other video because it wouldn't be my last video. This would be my last video, and I want to go out on a better note at the end of the day. You know, but you know, best I can do for those people out there that are following the devil. You gotta find God. You gotta find him. You know what I mean? You don't know how short your time's gonna be on this earth. You don't know. You don't know if today could be your last day. Tomorrow could be your last day. You don't know this, and it's better that you have the insurance that you are going to heaven to see Jesus. I gotta clean this keyboard out. To see Jesus. At the end of the day, if you don't have that insurance for you, then you're in a lot of trouble right now. You're in a lot of trouble. So I had to find God. That being said, hope you enjoyed. I had to go. Last stream. Sorry about that. I just want to go a little better than the last one. I got to delete that one, get rid of that one. And I'm going to delete it because I don't like the video. It's just too much ranty going on there. And basically about it, we're just going to keep doing what we do, as we always do. Keep praying to our Lord to keep blessing us on our journey, what we need to do and what we need to accomplish. And as I said before, if we take it to court, we're suing you. Don't take it personally. We don't hate you at the end of the day. We just have to do what we have to do. We have to defend our company at all costs. Gotta go. God bless.